Hey guys, this is yancy. So today's topic is how to get the best price when you're sourcing from China. So before we're talking about the sourcing strategy, the first question is, does it really mean that made in China is a no quantity? But why there are so many international brands in China? Do you have a higher standard than Apple? Do you have a higher standard, quantity standard than Tesla? Of course not. So which means the sourcing strategy really matters. So when we're talking about the sourcing strategy, actually there are two types. The first one is the branded sourcing, and the second one is the other product, something like this. And most of you guys, you are doing the Amazon business, the drop shipping, Shopify drop shipping, or mini importation, you're selling this kind of product rather than this. For this kind of product, just ignore that because you cannot get it from Alibaba, and this is why. And this is why. They didn't get authorization. I mean, for the Alibaba sellers, they didn't get authorization. That is why. So years ago, that's was the case. Like Temu, they launched the Tesla product and they got the sales. And then they were sued by Tesla. And Tesla, they said, Temu, they didn't get authorization. How can they sell their product, the Tesla product? So this is why. Just try. If you search like Tesla or iPhone 17, iPhone 18 on Alibaba, you cannot get it. Okay, let's get back to the topic. Remotely or offline, no matter you're doing them remotely or from the offline market, I think the majority they do by Alibaba or by the trade company, by the sourcing agency. This is how it works. And also you should know the industry clusters, which means in in some city or in different city, they make a different kind of product. For instance, for this province, the Fujian province, they make the Nike shoes and the fake Nike shoes. And for this province, Hebei, they also make Nike shoes, but these are no quality Nike shoes. The price is around $5, and this Nike shoes is around $30. And also here, they also make the cheap sneakers, maybe $2, $3 in Wenzhou, but the leather shoes is quite good. Yeah, so this is the clusters. This is the industry clusters, and these are the factors that affect the price. The first factor is the supply and demand. So before you negotiate with the factory, you should do the product research, you should do the price research, and then you can begin to haggle with factory. If the manufacturer is $10 and you inquire the price, you begin to bargain without doing the research, and you tell the factory, hey, you just want to pay $2. Normally, you cannot get a response online, or they don't have the impatience for you. So without any offense, like my Pakistani friend told me that sometimes they feel the factory they don't give much impatient patience to them. They use a US IP, they got more respect. So this is why, without any offense, because for Chinese suppliers and the factory, they also got different impressions over different clients, who are from different countries. That's why. So if you're from Europe and USA, normally they care more. But if you're from India and Pakistan, they don't want to give more time because those people, they are very price sensitive, and even the price is crazily low. It's crazily low. So the first factor is by the supply and demand. And let's see this kind of product. You see, years ago, this is the product price like 5 years ago, but now this is the price. Does it mean that with 40 cents factory make money? No, they lose money because for this kind of product, the manufacturing costs 70 cents, but right now it's 40 cents. So how can they make money? This is why. So there are two types of factory in China. The first one who is always pursuing the winning product, like this kind of product is called a Hagi UV. For 5 years ago, when the first factory, they make this at the very beginning, they are the first one to launch this product. There's a manufacturing cost and there's a wholesale cost. So why the market, they accept this high price, the high wholesale price? Because they're the only one who have it. And in the market, they have a high demand for this kind of product. As more suppliers join the price war, the price began to drop. And then at stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, the factory, they make good money. And at the last stage, they begin to dump the products, even they lose money. But if you calculate the whole lifetime, so at this 2 stage, they make a lot of money. That is why we can explain well, like for this kind of product, manufacturing cost is $70, is 70 cents. But why they can sell at 40 cents? Because they already back their capitals. That is why. So don't use your logic to define the business like if they can sell at 40 cents, they're not stupid. They should make money. So the manufacturing cost should be 1 cent or 10 cents. So this is very stupid. So which means So which means you don't have experience or you don't understand the logic of how to do business in China. This is the Chinese style. And the second type is They don't pursuing the winning product. They do the normal product with the reasonable margin. Like for this kind of product, 4 years ago, if you buy this kind of product, this is the price. Right now, even you buy the product, I think it's quite similar, the same price. It's the same price. So these are two types of factory business. So it has nothing to do with your negotiation skill. It's really decided by supply and demand. Okay. The second factor is intellectual property. So many people they say, hey, in China, you don't have intellectual property. You see, there are so many fake products in China. The answer is yes and no. Yeah, there are so many fake products in China. But meanwhile, we also have the intellectual property law or the, property rights. So for the Chinese factory, they use it as a weapon to defend against the competitors. Like for this kind of product, from my calculation, I don't do the manufacturing, but from my calculation for this kind of product, maybe the manufacturing cost is around $14 because this is the steam cleaner is made by plastic and there's a steam generator. I think for the steam generator component, maybe it's $6, maximum $6. And for the plastic, the raw materials, maybe it's like $1 maximum. If they have the mold, do this, all of this, I think is $6 plus $3 plus for this small guy $3. So that's a $12 with the printing, with the package, $1, and then with the margin $1. So actually, I guess the margin, the manufacturing cost is around $14. But why they sell them at 22 or 26? Why? The first reason is it's protected by the intellectual property rights. And the second reason is protected by the mold. Because for making this kind of mold, even I don't do the manufacturing, but I know I have the basic knowledge of how to do the manufacturing. First, you should doing the drawing, the design takes time. And then for the mold development, it takes 3 months and you need to invest. It's like it's not $100,000 for making the mold. Because it's not one mold, it's one set of the molds. Like for this, all kinds of small gadgets, components made by the mold. So it's a one set of the molds. And for the manufacturing capacity, maybe they need more sets of the molds, which means they need to spend more money. And then they begin to buy the raw materials. They begin to do the manufacturing, test, adjustment, and mass production. So which means for this kind of products, first is protected by the intellectual property rights, and second, even you ignore the intellectual property rights, but you need to organize a team. You need to invest maybe $200,000 in this product, and you don't know the results. So for making this kind of product, actually, it's very exciting. It's very hilarious. Like if it go rival, you can make good money. But if it fails, you will lose your money. Okay, so now it's your turn to decide whether you want to be a factory or not. And this is the facts. But this is my assumption. Maybe this is my assumption. So this is the manufacturing cost, and they double the wholesale price. It has nothing to do with your negotiation skill because they are the only one who have it. Even you say this shop or this shop, but the origin factory is the same one because it's protected. So this is what I said is intellectual property rights. It has nothing to do with the negotiation skill. Okay. And the third reason is a niche product. The niche product, which means in the market, there's only one. Okay, you can see only one or two factory they have it. The price is the highest level, and the quantity maybe is the middle, maybe it's in the middle level. But you can only accept the price. It's no way to negotiate the price because they are the only one who have it. That is why for the niche product, some people they also have big interest about niche product because you have more pricing power. Like for this kind of product, if you want to do it in China, if you search on Alibaba, you cannot get it. We don't have it. But doesn't mean that we cannot make it in China. Everything's made in China. But before we do the manufacturing, you should have some basic knowledge about manufacturing. Let's see for this kind of product. Okay, sorry. For this kind of product, if you got this kind of design online and then this is a sole, and you want to make your logo be on this sole, like your company brand is ABC, you just want to put ABC here. Is it possible? And if you want to order 500 pieces of these shoes, the customized shoes, is it possible? The answer is no. Because first, in order to make this kind of shoes, in order to make this kind of mold, the customized sole, you need to make the mold. For making the mold, and my estimation is $15,000 or $20,000. For making the mold takes 2 months. And for the mass production for this kind of shoes, maybe it takes $7 for one piece. And your targeting price for the retail price is $12, so that you can make $5. And because this is a unique design, your customization, you're the only one who in the market. So yeah, this is your initial idea. But let's do the calculation. Let's do the calculation. If you make one piece of this kind of shoes, So this is a mold fee, this is the manufacturing cost of one piece, and totally you made one piece. You need to pay 15,000 and $7 for one pair. If you make it like 10 pieces, so 15,000 is a mold fee, is a one-time fee, and $7 is for one unit. Let's make a produce 10 pieces. So this is the manufacturing cost for 10 pieces. Okay, let's continue. If you make 100 pieces, this is your cost for one pair. If you make 1,000, this is a cost. This is a cost. This is a cost. So if you really want to make this kind of customization of the shoes, even it's a minor, it's a minor customization, but only when you make 100,000 pairs, then your manufacturing cost can be approaching 7. And then in this way, you can make money. Are you going to do that? So which means if you just want to customize 500 pieces, it is impossible. The manufacturing cost maybe can be something like $120. Then how can you sell this product? So if you understand the manufacturing process and the basic knowledge, let's talk about this. Is it possible made in China? Yes and no. Yes means if you place a big order like let's say 100,000 pairs in China, then they of course they can make the same product. But if you just want to make 500 pairs, it is impossible. Just refer to this example. Okay. So which means you need to have some basic manufacturing knowledge, and then you can answer the question raised by yourself. If you have the basic manufacturing understanding, okay. So but it doesn't mean that your negotiation skill doesn't work. In this scenario, the number 4, your negotiation skill, it works because for this kind of product, there are so many factories and from different province, from different quality levels. It's totally depending on your budget, depending on your negotiation skill. So your negotiation skill works in this scenario, product something like this, but it doesn't work in this scenario or this. It doesn't work. Just try to negotiate with factory about this. I don't think you can get it at $12 or $14. Never. Even the manufacturing cost is $13 or something like that. This is my assumption. The next reason is the false marketing. False marketing is very ubiquitous in China. Like when you buy the product, let's say if you buy the shoes or sneakers, you will see the price is 1 cent or $1. You can get a good quality sneakers, but it doesn't mean that they make money. This sometimes you get a coupon, sometimes this is the cheating, the false marketing. For this kind of marketing is quite ubiquitous in China, but in foreign countries, it is illegal and it's very strict. You can check this news. Temu was fined because of they using the same tricks in Korea and in Europe. So they were fined because of this. See, just pause the video and read. Okay, so my suggestion is never chase the lowest price, duration of market research, product knowledge, and materials, everything. Then you can, after that, you begin to negotiate, use your negotiation skill and talk with factory, and then you'll get a positive result. So the final summary, how do you really get the price? If you're doing in a vertical industrial for dozens of years, something like this, okay, like if you're doing this kind of product in the past 20 years, so when you see the new designs, when you see the pictures, when you know the size, actually you can do the estimation, and the estimate price will be quite similar like the real price. So you don't need to check my article. You are a very professional guy right now because in the past 20 years you're doing the same thing. You only sell the plush toy. That's why you can do this. But my article is for the new beginners, Amazon sellers, because they are sourcing a wide range of products and they don't have the vertical industry knowledge. That is why sometimes they use a plugin, sometimes they buy simply compare the price. This is how they do that. If you're this kind of person, this is my suggestion. So before you do the negotiation, just do the research about the market price, product knowledge, and the materials, manufacturing process. And you should also consider whether it's protected. If it is protected, even if it's a simple design, but the price should be high. It is impossible to do the negotiation. And also, if possible, you should know the industry clusters. But for the foreigners, maybe it's not easy. But for the Chinese, it's much easier. And this is my strength. For instance, if you told me the sneaker, you buy the sneakers at $3. So I know that you get it from Wenzhou. If you buy the sneakers at $5, I know you got it from Hebei. If you buy sneakers at $20, you get it from Huizhou. If you get sneakers at $35 or $40 or $80, you get it from Fujian, from Putin, yeah. So I have a map in my mind. These are the industry clusters. In different areas, they produce different quality, different products, and the price range is quite different. So this is the professionalism. But for the foreigners, they don't have this kind of professionalism. They can only compare the price, or they just bargain randomly. When in fact they told you it's $10, and then you say it's $2, and then finally they knock you. Okay, so after you confirm the sample, the last remaining risk is how to guarantee the quality consistency because you are not always in China. So what we can do is this is our service, as you can post a video and check our service. So these are sourcing, buying, supply audit. No matter you are in China or you are you are working remotely, we can be your assistants in China. We do sourcing, buying, shipping, repacking, drop shipping, Amazon mini importation, virtual assistants, business chief, and the order management, the follow up. This is our service. So if you need, even you have a base, even you have a basic or very familiar understanding of this process, you can avoid all these things. But some work you cannot it cannot be finished online. You still need a person on the ground on the China side. So that is why China Assistant, we can be your eyes, we can be your hands. In China, we can help you to guarantee everything. So by working with China Assistant, and then we can generate the positive results for you all the time.